Well, this is why you don't play Belmont, and this is why I told everybody that before. But honestly, they're such a good team, and I was really impressed. I knew their guards were good. We knew that. I was really impressed with their interior players for having the lack of experience that they've had to be able to step out, especially against this team. I thought they just were phenomenal, especially shot the ball really well in the first half. And I think we took a lot of things away today. So we took some good things, we took some other things, and this is a team that when we continue to lock in and when we play at our best, we're going to be pretty good. I think our leaders are going to have to know that they have to play really well every game. That's going to be something that's going to be a little bit of an adjustment. We've had a lot of people that they haven't played really high minutes. Sahara's one of them. Peyton's one of them. They've played selectively high minutes. Reagan's one. But they don't get a day off. And so there's kind of a cool thing in that. And also, they're going to continue to learn to play with some freshmen.
Good questions, guys. Whoever wants to start.
Jennie, you guys didn't shoot particularly well from three or the free throw line. Do you think that's just abnormal first game?
I hope so. Yeah. I mean, I do think we got a little three happy when we, there was obviously something that we were looking for, especially on the interior with Reagan. I thought we had moments, and then I think we got so focused on that then all of a sudden we didn't, when they were packing it in and they're not guarding you, now all of a sudden it kind of messes with you in a different way. But I think the big lesson is if we guard better, it turns into points. Because when we play together, that's where your assists come, that's where higher percentage shots come, that's where more one-on-one coverage comes, and there's a lot less game planning when you guard better. So once we started to guard better, I thought Sahara really led us in the fourth quarter in terms of just guarding better. You could see that kind of shift turn.
They made so many threes in the game. Is that more of them just shooting well, or
no? They're good.
Or defense?
They're good. Listen, Jones is really good, and I thought we did a pretty good job on her. And we knew that. I thought Banks ate our lunch. I really did. I thought we got better, especially in the fourth quarter. Yeah. I thought we really guarded her a lot better. But she single-handedly picked us apart. And it might not even show up on a stat sheet with what she was doing to us. But she gave them a lot of confidence. There were a lot of players that weren't key three-point shooters on our scouting report that stepped up and hit shots. Now, that's part of their system. They had some shooters last year on the interior. We needed to adjust better. Our rotations weren't good. But again, I think a lot of that's because she made some plays. And again, it's in November, so we get a lot of good film work on it. And you play a team like this so that you do get better. And so if this team, like I said, if we want to continue to get better, this is a really good test for us to get better.
Jennie, you talked about the roller coaster of the game and then trying to find Reagan. How do you feel like she played, especially in the second half? And then also, how cool is it to see her play against her sister?
Yeah, so fun for their family. And, basketball can take you so many places. And when you get to have, your sister on the other side, she talked about that just right before this, about getting emotional. I was like, could you just have at least waited till after the game? But no, I think that's really fun for them. I think that's awesome. She is. I thought there were some things that she did a great job. We still have to find more creative ways to be able to get it to her. Honestly, I thought Beatrice Culleton, I thought she was phenomenal today. I don't know if I've ever seen a player be able to see what we needed to do execution-wise and come in and actually do it. And I thought she did a beautiful job of that. And that's something that she's had some really good moments, and she's had some moments of trying to navigate that. But I thought she did a phenomenal job. I thought she did a good job in the first half, and I thought she did a good job in the second half.
Talk about just guarding better. They start 7 to 10 from 3.
Yeah.
3 or 24 after that. Isn't that simple for you guys? Just guarding better.
Well, we knew we needed to guard the three-point line a lot better than maybe how we came out. I think we got completely undisciplined, and that's where again, when you're an experienced team, you kind of know, okay, they've hit a couple, let's go. I don't think we did that. I think we kind of panicked a little bit, and then it was like we're running out and we're running everybody off the three-point line instead of just staying steady in our positioning. So once we did that, we got into too many rotations. We're doubling. When we're not supposed to be doubling, we just got a little bit undisciplined. Part of that's having a young team, and then part of that's just getting a little amped in the first game. And that's what teams like that do to you. So I think we settled in more, but it was definitely a key prior to that. But again, some of their players pop and, they're, hitting pop ball screens, right? When we hadn't seen that. They've done it before. Their team has done it, but not necessarily certain personnel. So that was something we had to also game adjust.
Sahara, what, from your perspective, clicked for you guys defensively in the fourth quarter when you really started to assert yourselves and go back on the run?
Just defending the home court and just wanting it more. I think Jennie talked about winning every minute, winning every possession, and I thought that fourth quarter we really locked in and we're like, we're going to do this. Especially me. I had to get out of whatever funk I was in and be outward for the team. And so I thought we just capitalized every possession. We stopped checking the scoreboard. You take the scoreboard out of it, and if you just check off one possession at a time, the scoreboard will tell itself. And I thought once Jennie got on us about let's win this minute, like we can do it and stop, score, stop, however it goes, I thought we really, really locked in. So that was good for us.
Marathon season, obviously, but how important is that just in game one for all your young pieces to be able to experience that, especially with what you have ahead?
I thought it was great for them. I thought they did well. They handled themselves. Stuff got frantic, but I think it, like Jennie said, it's on us returners, our 4 vets, to make sure that they stay calm and stay poised, and that everyone stays poised, whether you're the 5 on the floor or those on the bench. So I thought we had to really lean on each other and stay together in those moments and just really grit it out. And I thought the freshmen, they did well. Leah did well. Brooklyn came in and did well. So I thought everyone really played their part.
Jennie, you joked about playing Belmont a second ago, but what is your opinion on playing some of these high-profile games? I mean, you're well aware of what you have next in UCLA, but what's sort of your take on playing tougher teams early compared to maybe some lower-level teams?
Well, I think there were a lot of games today on TV that a lot of people were watching because of it. And so that's what we've got to do as a sport. We've got to have some great non-conference contests to make sure that people are continuing to watch. That's part of the obligation of our sport, is that people want to watch really good teams play against each other. So these are, that's something that we don't shy away from. And again, it's always personal. It always depends on, we're trying to still grow our fan base. We've got to continue to grow our fan base. So we want to be able to get good contests at home too, where we need help. Because the SEC is no joke. We also want to make sure that we're getting enough teams that play different enough that we can really stretch a young team in terms of a scouting report. One game's not going to be the same. So you can't prepare for UCLA today. We had no preparation for UCLA. We had to prepare for Belmont. Tomorrow we got to clean up some things, and then we'll get into game prep for the next game. So that's something also that we kind of take into consideration too, of playing a variety of opponents. You want to do it for the greater good of the sport from a national perspective, and then also we've got to be able to really test our young team fast.
Sarah, you guys were best when you were playing with fast pace. That third quarter kind of slowed things down. Jennie talked about you set the tone in the fourth quarter. Was that in the back of your mind, finishing those defensive possessions? They had a few offensive rebounds. Is that something that you really want to do, trying to finish those defensive possessions and speed up the pace for you guys?
Yeah, I think if we can get stops, and that pushes our offense. We get stops and we go and score. And I think I had to really step it up, especially because Zaya Van was in foul trouble. She's a great defender on ball, especially in the full court. So I really had to step it up and be what this team needed. And if they needed me to guard 94 feet, that's what I got to do. And I just thought that's my job, is to set the tone defensively, offensively. And I just thought the fourth quarter I had to come out and really just set the tone, I think. Just doing whatever this team needs, I think, is really what was in the back of my mind going into that fourth.
Jennie, how do you feel about Aaliyah's day, just overall, her debut?
I mean, we have such high expectation, and she's got to just be able to play. I thought, I thought she came out and she was going, and then I thought obviously there's moments where you're like, okay, maybe past that one, and then there's some where you're like, okay, we're going to live with some of that, to be honest, and there's a lot of those that are going to go in, and again, it's her first game. I think the biggest thing is making sure that we're still playing together, because I think in the second half, especially that fourth quarter, not the third quarter, just the fourth quarter, I thought you really got to see her come alive in terms of being able to pass ahead, get up the floor, looking for high outlets, being able to guard. I thought she had some really good, she had some really good rotations defensively. So when she does that, that we're going to continue to get better. I'm not worried about whether or not we make baskets or not. Like, obviously, there were times we missed layups that we'd like to have back. There's times that, we shot threes that we'd like to have back. It's really going to be the selection that we're going through. Some of that, part of what we do, too, is we want to play in space. So they all have the freedom to be able to do some of those things. It's when we do them together that we're really good. It's when we feel like we have to do something individually. We've got to find that balance, and it's November 3rd. So we will.
Did you feel like the backcourt played well? I mean, did you like the spacing and things that you saw?
Again, I think there were moments that were really good, and then I think there were moments where we were all in the paint. I mean, them and us, So, and then I think there were times where it's, you can't play basketball in terms of I don't know what to do, so I'm just going to shoot it. You know, you got to be in attack mode all the time. We have to have 5 people out there all the time that are in attack mode. And that's different than if you shoot it or don't shoot it. So I think there were moments, again, I think that we're really good. This team is going to have to start on the defensive end for it to fuel us on the offensive end to be able to play at the pace that we want to play. People are too good. I mean, you watch them change up their defenses on a dead ball, on a free throw situation. We can't put people on the free throw line. We got to not do that. We got to not have as many dead balls. We got to be able to rebound and be able to play.
Keziah's defensive pressure seemed to be really good for you guys. What do you think about her debut?
Yeah, I think she has been one that, you know, if you asked me, when you asked me in June and then you asked me in September, I'm like, dang, she's grown a lot. Now she's getting game jitters out, right? So she's going to get game experience. She's really, I mean, she's on a team that she's going to get experience and she's going to have to go guard some really good players. So she's going to get, it's the same as Zaya Van. I know she had foul trouble today, but Zaya grew so much last year because she's going against pros. You know, she's going against great players, and we're saying you got to guard him as a freshman. So Keziah's going to get that same opportunity. She's just going to get those game jitters out and get a little bit more confident in the flow.
Jennie, you've coached some veteran teams, especially last year's group. This
Yeah.
year, you got a really young.
Yeah, we're
group.
babies.
Yeah. What kind of challenge? I know you talked about it's a challenge for some of your vets like Sahara, but what kind of challenge is it for you, especially early in the year where you're maybe learning what they can and cannot do?
Yeah, well, and again, game lights are totally different, so you don't know how people are going to be. I know what Sahara's going to do in a game. I know that I can, you know, she said it a little kind that I got on them at a timeout, but I was not nice to her. But we have a lot of history that I can do that, you know, and she knows that. And, you know, I don't know yet. I mean, I got on Aaliyah, you know, and so there's a difference. You don't know those things because you haven't lived together yet. You haven't experienced it yet. Everything's great because we're great and we're in practice and, you know, you're learning. And occasionally I'm yelling at them about, you know, play a little harder or do something, you know, focus more. It's a lot different. And so we've got to be really good learners fast. They got to be sophomores by January.
Anything else, guys? Thank you, everybody.
You guys, thanks for being here. Appreciate you all. Boomer.